Now as with any type of pruning, you want to make sure your secateurs, loppers, saw or whatever you've got are extremely sharp. Just like with rose pruning, well, as I say with anything really, you want to limit what could disease the plant. So it's very odd to be pruning something at this time of year when you know it shouldn't be done, but that's the reality as gardeners sometimes, is you have to do things at a different time of year. Especially as a contractor gardener. Oh, up we go. I talked about these loppers before in one of my hedging videos. A little pair of Fisca, and because they're so small, they're absolutely brilliant for getting into tighter spaces and doing jobs like this. You've got those bigger sets of loppers, they kind of almost get in the way. And I'd say a saw is good, but I'd say a pair of loppers is better because you're getting a nice clean cut with these. So I'm taking off quite a bit here. You know, one of the strange things with figs, or one of the other strange things with figs, is that they actually grow their roots in a downwards situation. They grow down, so they're growing from the host plant down, and it actually ends up effectively replacing its own roots. It kills off its own roots as it grows. Probably why it makes it so successful. It's an old songbird nest there. I find it fascinating how Mother Nature builds nests and such. And they intertwine everything, all different sticks and twigs and moss. Even with a tight space, I'm going to try and get my loppers in there. So what I'm going to do now is just go through from the bottom up, I think, and try and tie some of these in to this trellis. Unfortunately the trellis does look like it's had its day. Still strong in places. Now some people like to use wire, some people like to use cable ties. Personally, I like to use good old-fashioned string. It stretches, it rots, it's far softer. Far better situation to remove. Here comes Daphne. It's far better to remove string quicker than cable ties. Also, it weathers in a lot nicer. But each your own. I have used cable ties before. When I've done willow weaving, I've used cable ties because you need something really quite aggressive for that. And I mean aggressive, well, strong. Strong is probably a better word. All my bits in my truck. Looking down here, we've already got some spring bulbs starting to come up. In amongst the mare's tail that we're blessed with as well. I know I should be digging here, but where we're in amongst all these bulbs, I'd much rather pull the mare's tail that still grows than disturb the bulbs, if I'm honest. To be honest, I think something like this, like it's the same with rose pruning at times. You can carry on taking a little bit here, doing a little bit there. Before you know it, it's 3 hours on one plant. Bring you in. You can have a closer look. And we'll continue our chat about what we've done. Yeah. Quite a bit different from first thing. It is very tangled. It's not uniform in the slightest. And to be honest, it's never going to be unless you go really. Sorry, I'm just picking even more of this. I even found some wild clematis in there, but it's never going to be 100% uniform, this, unless you were to really strip it back. Might be able to pull it back gradually over time, but I think I've already been harder on it than I probably should. You could let me know in the comments below. So I was saying earlier on about using string. I might rather do that because it's a better medium to use. Somebody's used wire here. You see how it's digging into the plant. Here's a better example. And there's one that I broke, or it broke off in time anyway. It seems to be quite tenacious. It seems to be wanting to survive and thrive. There's another one down in there. Let's get rid of that. In there, the wire's still attached, but this limb is all very healthy. Another one there. Well, I like to use the string. I don't know if anybody else does this when they're tying them. What I like to do is tie them off this side, I tidy up the knot, I just put it back round, just to hide away the actual knot. And also because the branch wants to come away, putting the pressure on this part and not the knot so much. The pressure's being spread across the back of the trellis or what have you. I don't always just tie into trellises, I also will tie in to other branches as well. See if I can see an example of that there. I've done that a couple of times. You know, if you've got a big limb which has been tied in, you can tie into that as well. I can't see straight away. This, the other type of fixings I was talking about. But again, look at that. Got this wire in there. The camera's going to focus. Still got wire in there, and although we have got that rubber, might just be able to see. I'm going to replace that one, I think. Actually, not even offering too much on there. There we go. Yeah, that's okay, because that one weaves all the way around weaves back round, and that's actually part of it. That's what I mean, it's all intertwangled. Anyway, I've got the real fun part now of tidying up. You can just hear the tractor in the background going through and just cutting all the hedges along the tracks. Shame the camera can't pick that up. There's a couple of carp just coming up on the surface there. Cool. Right, let's tidy up. Them off, and they stay off. So here's the first one. I can see straight off. That's gone completely. Yeah, we've got nothing left in here at all. We might as well take that out. Move on to this next one. I can see some green in here. We have got this nice shoot coming across, but this has gone. That is just about hanging on. So out of this whole plant, this is the only one that's surviving. Let's have a look at this one here. This has gone. This is okay, this one, which is going up over there, but to be honest, yeah, that's defunct. And then we've got a Montana clematis over here. Now this did do rather well this year. It's climbed right up this silver birch. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this down. This is one of the posts off the old pergola. I didn't go all the way, but I've left it there. But what I'm thinking about doing is taming it all back and trying to get it back over onto the pergola there. Oh, it's got me. Oh dear. Do you know what? Throw caution to the wind. I'm going to take these out. Right, okay. You just see all these bulbs coming up here as well. This area is completely smothered with Narcissi dafts. This is a good time to get this done, really, I suppose. Now I'm going to do a shout out and say thank you to Mike at Link's Garden and Fencing. He did a little video a while ago on a new grafting spade. Now if you're familiar with the channel, you'll know that I do a fair bit, or even if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see pictures that I put up of because I don't film every single job that I do. So if you are interested, then follow me on the old Instagram and you'll get to see pictures of jobs that I don't document through YouTube. Again, it's the Country Cottage Gardener. But anyway, he did a video on a new grafting spade from a hardware store called Wicks in the UK. So it's like an equivalent of Harbour Freight, I suppose. I think that's something I've heard out in the States. And I already had a grafting spade like this, but it didn't have this collar on it, and mine broke on some birdmouth fencing I was doing. And this has been an absolute crack. I mean, I've used it for about a month now, for 30 odd quid, 35 quid, something like that. Been absolutely cracking, absolutely cracking. I also bought one of their toothpicks, which I've already had one, but the one in Wicks was slightly longer, being over 6 foot. Anything is better, you know, being longer. Let's just try and expose some of these roots down here. Oh, do you know what? I don't even know if I'm going to need the spade. Yep. Big thorn on my glove. Not a lot to these. So, a bit of blackberry back there. Wow. It didn't take a lot to break off the rock on the bottom, did it? Well, that didn't take a lot to get up, did it? Probably could have done that with a teaspoon, to be honest, couldn't we? The root system's completely rotted through. There's no chance of any of that ever coming back. Well, let's have a look at the next one. So, you've gone, you've gone, you've gone. You've gone, you've gone. You've gone. You've gone. My leg. You've gone. Back there. Look at that. Again, it's gone just like the other one did. Shame. As harsh as it is, you might as well get rid of a lot and make the whole lot nice. And you can plant all the same variety as well. Oh, oh, look at that. Do you know what? It was on its way, wasn't it? It was on its way. Right, so I've got this rambling rector here. He's rather tall. Long, whatever you want to say. So what I've got in that bucket there is a bit of bloodfish bone in there, and I've got farmyard manure, which was purchased. I'm going to move from there because there's a heck of a lot of root. I'm not doing it because I'm shy of digging. Good healthy portion in the bottom. Might end up having to break this pot because it wants to, well, it's grown through the bottom of it, which isn't a bad thing, shows a healthy plant. Just get my knife. Be interesting to know in the comments below what other gardeners carry a knife. Speaking to a few before, they say that they don't have them. They don't carry knives. I know it's a bit of a funny old subject. I remember as a boy, I had a village upbringing, and we had it's still there, a crown, Queen's crown made out of chalk in the village I grew up in, and below it was a chalk face, so a sheer cliff of chalk, and we used to go up there for a picnic in the summer with our penknives, climb up the chalk face and dig out bullets with our penknives from the chalk. Used to dig out these bullets which were from the the aeroplanes from during the Second World War. They either tried bombing the Crown, or the story goes that they would use the chalk face below to get their aim in. They'd come through, swooping, shooting at it, get their aim in. We used to go up there and dig the bullets out. Also used to have clay pigeon shoots and all that sort of thing up there with shotguns. And we'll go around, collect up the mist clays, then go around the pubs and sell them as ashtrays. I'm just going to take off these small bits down here whilst I'm here. That one can go, that one can go. Let's just get rid of that bit of ivy. So we've got, get attacked. So I'm going to give that a prune up in a minute. Take off a couple of these. That's tucked underneath there, giving it a little bit of a natural hang to it, bit of a droop. I want to try and get away with as little amounts of manual aids as possible because it just looks a bit more natural. I'm going to put this in around the bottom here, this strap. I'm contradicting myself slightly, but I like to have a little bit more support at the bottom of the plant when it's young. Well, youngly planted, let's put it that way instead. You just encourage a nice straight sap upwards. So that bottom one can come off. That's no good for anything. That can come off, that can come off, that can come off. That can come off, that can come off. There we go, guys and girls. Do I want to? Yeah, it's nice going up there, but I'd rather see it on the pergola. Wouldn't have been able to do this in the summer months because the silver birch would have been more full of leaves. Holding on to this even more. Dusty. Right, so good amount down. God. There we go. So I think what I'm going to do, let's have a little investigate. We've got all that clump there at the back. You know what, I'm going to take all this off on the front. It's so messy. Montaners will really, well, they are, well, like I say, like the rambling rector, they're a bit tenacious. All this fine stuff first so I can see where I'm at. It's all tangled anyway, like they do. So right, so what we're going to do is have this going up here, very crudely twining it in. I'm going to try and reach it around with both hands. I don't mind this going back up into the trees at all, but it can do it with some organisation, tidiness. That's what us gardeners do, right? Try to. After all, this is a cottage garden, not formal garden. There's all the waste. Yeah, mega cutback. Mega. We'll revisit it in a couple of weeks and we'll see. I'm just going to go get a shovel or two of compost and just shove it around the base of that one. But a big bulk of that was dead. That's what was not in the ground. I seem to see a theme along here with maybe wetness. I think it probably does sit wet. We've got well, mind you saying, these silver birch should take out a lot of moisture, but probably sits wet along this wall.